the spectator delay, so there's even less time to wait between games now. As Viper and DauT get back into it once again, we are here, everybody, with a game number, I want to say 15. Counting is hard, but as expected, as I was just saying, Viper probably going to pick up the Indians here because DauT already chose the Indians earlier on, and that is indeed the case. Viper in the yellow will take the Indians to the northwest of the map, and over to the east of the map, DauT in the blue will take the Ethiopians. I like this. DauT, in my opinion, has the advantage here in this match. One, because it's non-mirror civs, and he said himself yesterday, hey, you know, when it's non-mirror, I feel more confident. I feel like, okay, well, even if Viper is a better player mechanically, I can take advantages through the civ bonuses and just through outdrafting my opponent. And DauT here, as well, just being the Ethiopians, I feel like they're an incredibly strong civ. And against the Indians, who, as we know, they're also very solid, they're not as strong. I feel like the Indians don't quite have the level of strength as the Ethiopians. They're just a safe civ. They're a civ that's comfortable to play. Their eco bonus is always relevant. The Ethiopians, however, well, what might we expect to see from the Ethiopians? I would love to see a Drushfast castle in this one. And given that DauT's map is pretty bad, it's fairly open, a lot of his resources are exposed, his main gold is kind of embedded into this tree line. And I think DauT's going to want to play somewhat aggressively here anyway. So we'll wait and see if he sends a fourth villager over to the wood. But a Drush FC can be very good for the Ethiopians. The question is, can he wall it up? Can he do that safely? Obviously, the Ethiopians, strong crossbows in the Castle Age. And in the late game, probably, I don't know if they have the stronger late game. It's hard to say. We haven't seen these civs enough. Ethiopians were picked up by Viper earlier in the best of 21, so it's DauT's turn now. And oh no, DauT! No, not like this. Oh, that hurts my head. Oh, getting a little bit of a pathfinding issue with the boar there. The boar couldn't decide if it wanted to go to the left or to the right. And then DauT's like, okay, I can't keep killing the boar because otherwise I'm going to kill the boar over here, and that's no good. So he stops his villagers attacking the boar runs back, and lo and behold, he loses it. So the boar's coming in very late for DauT now. These villagers under the TC are going to be idle, and he's going to end up killing it there anyway. DauT, oh, DauT, that's what I'm talking about. The mechanical player that Viper is able to outshine DauT here. He's just trying to wrestle the boar in, man. But, oh dear, that was a little bit of a mess, but I think he got a little bit frustrated in the end and ended up killing the boar out here anyway. And, okay, it's not the end of the world. The boar is out to the left. It's not the end of the world, but it's also kind of sucky for him as well that happened. Delaying the boar quite considerably. Viper's going to have his second boar in already. What are we expecting from Viper this game? Absolutely expecting to see Viper going for 21-20 populations fast scout rush and taking advantage of DauT's open map. DauT now trying to wrestle the deer in towards his base as well. He wants to get the deer in. And the deer have spawned quite close. This is a good position for his deer. At least DauT will get his second boar in nicely. And he'll get the deer in close as well. So it's not so bad. He's salvaging it. But I'm not seeing that barracks from DauT. So maybe we'll see some scouts from him as well, actually. It's either that or the barracks is going to come up late. But whatever. Viper going up now with a barracks. And maybe he's actually going to surprise us here. Maybe he's not going to go for that fast feudal scouts after all. Though he's going to go up to the feudal age now. And maybe this villager is just out here to build the barracks up and get some men-at-arms coming out when he gets to feudal. As two villagers go over to the gold, it looks like it's going to be that men-at-arms play. DauT might go for men-at-arms here as well, because his barracks is coming up now too. And he's going to be able to go up to the feudal age in just a moment. But it's a lot later than Viper. He's going to go up with 2 extra vills. And bear in mind, when he gets to the feudal age, he's going to get a free 100 food and gold as well. So I'm curious to see what his game plan is here. I mean, he's really taking the time to push the deer. Obviously, he knows where Viper is, but he's not done that much scouting. His scouting has been sacrificed in favor of pushing those deer towards the town center and securing the additional food that they have to offer. He's starting to wall up a little bit as well. And the way that he's walling this, it's quite wide. I'm thinking that we might actually see that that kind of fast castle play in the end. Nah, surely not. He's not seeded a single farm yet. He's only got 3 villagers on berries. He's not sent anyone out to gold. I'm intrigued. I want to know what the plan is here. What is DauT's game plan? Is he going to drop down a stable and go for scouts? Is he going to drop down a range and just go for like defensive skirms? It's kind of straight. It's like, yeah, there's not enough of a defined meta game to know what's going to go down here. Viper, though, feudal age for him, and we know that he's going to go for men at arms. He's got 4 militia on the way over as well as his scout. As DauT focuses in on walling up for now, closing off the south side, closing off the east side, and closing up towards his palisades. So let's see. Men at arms comes through for Viper as we expect, and now what's DauT's move going to be? Stable? Has to be a stable, right? That's an archery range. Okay, so it will be the defensive skirms like I speculated a moment ago. He could throw out some archers with the free gold that he gets, but yeah, he's playing an interesting one. I fully expected to see the Drush FC. Absolutely doable, but he's going to instead opt here for the archery range. A single archery range. No double archery range. Maybe we'll see the second range come up in just a moment. And an archer will come out. He needs to send villagers to gold if he wants to keep making archers. He might end up backing this up with some skirms. But the second range is coming out here as well. DauT's gold is indeed horrible. He does have a gold down to the south though, which he can access. Although it will be exposed to ranged units. Viper on the other side of the map. Want to check what he's doing real quickly. He is walling up. He'll be fine there. He's kind of closing his side off. And I feel like against the Indians, you probably want to play a little more aggressively, all in all. Because the Indians' eco bonus, you just can't ignore it. And if Viper gets to wall up and he gets to boom, then he's going to have an edge here. It's kind of why I expected DauT to play more aggressively earlier on. And what we're seeing from DauT here is a much more defensive, much more passive play style. Walling up, buying himself time, and going into skirms and archers to defend. He can try and counterattack now, but DauT will come up against a full-walled Viper if he does go for the counterattack. So we'll see how this develops, but obviously DauT's going to be a long way from castle here, as will be the Viper for now. And this looks like we'll see a kind of slow feudal war. I think it's going to be a slow feudal aggression because neither player will be able to do too much damage against their opponent's walls. Viper actually adding in an archery range right now. And for the time being, adding more farms. Maybe we'll see Viper going into skirms here as well. But this is going to be a slow one. I don't think this is going to be much aggression at all from both players. But we'll have to wait and see. I do think it's going to be a slow one, though. Blacksmith coming up for Viper here. His archery range, going for skirms. He's still got 3 villas on gold, so he can do the occasional archer as well. Seeding out more farms. So Viper's looking for the castle age here. We know that much. And I think DauT's kind of doing the same as well. He's seeding more farms now, but playing defensively still with his army. Sending that spearman forward. He'll see what's going on. Spot the skirmishes. His scouts keeping tabs on the men at arms. And this is such a contrast to last game, where we saw DauT going forward, so much aggression. This time around, it's much slower. And I think that's mostly just because of these civs. I think both civs like to get to the late game. Both civs prefer to be in the later stages. But so far, Viper's looking pretty solid. He's 1 villager ahead. He was seeding farms sooner, so I expect Viper's castle time will probably be a little faster than DauT's. He's also only on 1 range, so he's not investing as many resources into military. But at the same time, that does give DauT an opportunity to do damage because he has got more units on the field. Oh, nice block! DauT's using his scout there to block off that house position. And DauT's actually going to enter into Viper's base, pushing him off the wood line. And that really feels like an oversight from Viper there. It really does feel like an oversight not to close that off. But he will close it eventually, I imagine. Or maybe he'll close the front, I don't know. He's double palisaded the left side. But yet left this hole in the middle. Right side's closed off with houses. DauT getting wheelbarrow now. And farm count. 12 farms for DauT. 16 for Viper. But Viper doesn't have wheelbarrow yet. So, you know what? Maybe DauT will actually hit the Castle Age first. Viper's got a big surplus of gold, though. He's got 5 vills on gold now. He's still making skirmishes. He hasn't built a market. So what's Viper's game plan here? This just looks like messy macro. Surely Viper's going to build a market and buy some food, but yeah, surplus of gold for no real reason. DauT here, taking a good fight, 3 to 2. He's got the hill bonus for the time being as well. Good number of archers, skirmishes mixed together. Viper, though, actually has +1/+1. That's going to help the skirms in this fight quite a lot. But, yeah, DauT not getting those techs because he wants a fast castle time, obviously. Viper spending 200 food on getting these upgrades. But right now, DauT's going to take this fight, and he's going to win it on numbers. Doesn't need the upgrades if he's got the sheer numbers on his side. Viper's going to be forced to run away. DauT's closing in, taking off one of these skirmishes at a time. And DauT's about to hit the Castle Age, or click up to the Castle Age here. He's going to do it faster than Viper, and just, if Viper hasn't got 666 gold right now, he would have been able to click up already as well. There's the market now coming up. Viper's buying food, and he's going to go up to the Castle Age also, but that's really messy. That's not the ideal situation. Buying 300 food, having a surplus of 600 gold. What's going on with Viper's macro today? It's questionable. Here, though, DauT now going to get the fletching tech, and he's still taking a great fight here, even without the upgrades. 9 kills to 9 deaths for both players. DauT now getting fletching. Should be able to turn this around. He's got the numbers on his side. He's still sending a lot of archers in, though. And obviously, DauT still has +1 defense on these skirms. So actually, sorry, Viper still has +1 defense on these skirms. So actually, in the end, Viper will push that and take the advantage there. But look at this double stable from DauT in the back. Building them in the back so Viper can't see them. Sending the scouts forward. No upgrades on the scouts. So kind of a, I guess a dupe. Trying to debate Viper a little bit here. By not showing any upgrades on the scouts. Viper might not think that DauT's gone double stable. He might not think that he's actually going to commit to doing some knight play here. But still, you'd think he'd want to get those upgrades at some point. DauT. For now, it'll probably be crossbow. I mean, he doesn't have that many archers out either. But yeah, straight out into knights. Scale barding coming in now. Does Viper see the stables? He does not. So, Viper knows that a scout came over. But he didn't see upgrades on the scout. So, he's probably not expecting double stable knights from DauT. However, as the Indians, can't forget, they get camels. They get +1 defense for free. And Viper's already done +1 defense from the blacksmith. So he's got +2 on his camels right now. And as we know, DauT going into the knights as well here. So interesting. He should be able to clean up the skirms with the knights. No bloodlines. But he should be able to clean them up. But that camel could be a problem. Attack hill bonus as well for for Viper. However, with the skirmishes coming over and the crossbows coming over, those camels should go down pretty quickly. Viper completing +3 for his camels right now, though. Why get knights for Indians? Texas dude, it's fine. DauT is fine to go knights here as long as he doesn't stop making crossbows as well. That's the important part. If he keeps making crossbows and keeps doing upgrades for the crossbows, the knights are fine. Using the knights to take down any skirms, take down any siege, and using the crossbows to bring down the camels, that's the game plan. And it's okay to have a mixed army like this. In fact, I feel like DauT's army should be stronger, even. But Viper here doesn't have bloodlines yet. He's waiting for that before he potentially takes a fight here. With +3, these camels actually perform quite well versus the crossbows as well. But for now, neither player really doing much damage to the other in terms of sort of like hitting their economies. And it's interesting that Viper will stay on one town center for a while here as well. He's probably going to get that second TC soon. But he doesn't want to be in a position where he's up against a huge deathball army from DauT and hasn't built enough military. So he doesn't want to take the risk of building that second TC too early. He'll build it now. And he's going to build... Oh, and he won't even. He'll build a university first. So there you go. Further developing that point there. But yeah, DauT committing to the knights here. I think he needs to mix more crossbows into his army, to be honest. But he is still producing crossbows as well. It's a nice combo. And DauT here will break through this house wall. And he's going to force the fight with Viper. At some point, Viper will have to take the fight here. He will have to engage. Viper's now adding some more crossbows as well. That's the way to do it. But DauT still looking very good as he comes in here. He's got army coming in from the back as well. And DauT's going to take the fight now. Using the knights to take on the skirms. Of course, those camels are going to do great. But on the hill, you've got those crossbows attacking the camels. This is going to be a great fight for DauT. DauT's going to take down everything. Viper will lose his camels. He'll lose all of his crossbows, all of his skirmishers. And DauT's going to come on through as well with these knights to clean up the remaining crossbows. DauT equalizing the KDs right there, and he might go for some more as well. A very nice fight for DauT right there. And neither player so far falling behind in economy. Both players adding their second town centers at the same time. So that was a good one for DauT. But still unable to really do any serious damage to Viper's eco. He's got very good, well-positioned TC. His positioning is very nice with his buildings. Notice how he built these houses and the market here. It forces a choke point on this right side if the wall's breached. And at the back as well. If he comes in at the back, again, it forces a choke point here, which he can fight with. So Viper's base structure and layout is very smart. He's got this like proxy wall with the buildings, and he's got the wall behind it as well. So he's super defensive right now. Adding his third TC as we speak. DauT going for the ballistics and third TC as well. These guys are mirroring each other very closely here. And I can't remember if Viper got ballistics already, but ballistics is on the way for DauT right now. DauT's got a superior army here. 10 additional units on the map for him. Keeping on with those knights. Needs +2 defense, and he's going to be okay. I can't remember. Ethiopians, they don't get bloodlines. So, obviously, the knights kind of fall short a little bit. Especially when you consider those camels do get the bloodline tech. It would be nice if DauT was able to get these knights with bloodlines, but still, it's okay. Now, the problem for DauT here is that Viper's boom is going to be a little nicer. It will not cost him as much food to train villagers. Villagers costing just 40 food right now, which means he has extra food to play with to get upgrades, extra food to get more camels. But he is behind in villager count by 7. Zach checking the tech tree. What a noob. I know, right? Such a big noob. And DauT going to take the fight here uphill. I can't believe this. He's going in with the knights. He doesn't have bloodlines, but he's going to take the fight anyway. Meanwhile, Viper's out of position with his camels. He's going to bring more camels over here. The crossbow from DauT able to take down the camels very quickly. And that was, again, another good fight for DauT there. We'll take out a lot of Viper's crossbow. Now, his knights are really falling short, though, without bloodlines. That's something to keep in mind. But he's still got the military advantage. And he's still pumping out units as much as he can. A monastery now coming out for DauT. A monk on the way. And it looks like he's going for the relics here. Though a monk would also be very nice to deal with the camels. That's for sure. Camels here are so good with that extra 1 defense. It's such a big improvement to them. Viper's going to run back towards his base now. Or sorry, DauT's going to run back towards his base. Those camels, though, intertwined with the crossbows. Arms and legs wrapped around them as they back up, taking what they can. Equalizing the KD, 48 to 48. DauT's still ahead in the macro side of things, though. He's still got extra villagers on the field. DauT's army, however, costing him a little bit more. Bear in mind, camels do cost less resources than knights. But at the moment, more upgrades for Viper coming through. Thumb ring, forging. As I said before, he might have a bit more surplus food to spend. But DauT has got surplus food. The difference is he's not spending it. I think DauT's looking for the Imperial Age. And when he gets to Imp, I'm very interested to see what his game plan's going to be. Arbalest, probably. But I think DauT is at risk of losing his whole army here. This does not look good. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. DauT's going to try and micro here to take down the crossbows. But these crossbows from DauT are goners. The camels, man. They're in good numbers now, and they're brutal. Taking out those crossbows so easily. DauT looking for that Imperial Age tech. He might sell some wood. And DauT's in a bit of trouble. Going for the Thumb Ring tech now. Getting a conversion on one of these camels. And Viper's coming forward with a forward siege workshop. In fact, 2 conversions even for DauT there. Good to get the conversions in. Thumb Ring's going to help him as well. More accuracy, more fire speed. These camels, they look so nice to micro. They're like very fluid with how they move. Anyway, DauT's going up to Imp. And what is DauT's options now when he gets to Imperial? I think he has to make more crossbows and go to Arbalest. That's the only real choice he has. He could also try and get a castle and make some Showtails, which could be very good. I think Showtails would perform well versus camels here. Bear in mind, camels have no melee armor, so Showtails could do very nicely. But for now, it's going to be a focus on the Arbalest, take advantage of the Ethiopian faster firing speed. But DauT is really behind in military count, and he needs to be careful not to lose access to his gold, because DauT is not with map control right now. That's Viper's, and Viper is really heating up the aggression. Ballistics is coming in for Viper, so that answers our earlier question. Did he have ballistics? No, he didn't. He is getting it now, however, and he's making some more more military units on the front. DauT gonna lose access to gold in a moment if he's not careful. Got to be very cautious here as these camels break through his wall, and DauT will have to run back towards the TC. On the top side, that looks like a lot of dead DauT crossbows again. I'm wondering what's going on for DauT here. 12 military. He's in trouble, man. He's really trying to hold out now until he can get that all-important Arbalest tech. But even with Arbalest, I don't know if he'll hold on. Viper's on the way up to the Imperial Age as well. And DauT, with no map control, with a small army, really relying on this last stand, I suppose you could say, to try and do something here. He'll try and pick the Mangonel. I think he'll get it, to be honest. And he'll even kill the camel as well. He needs to just turn and fight that. But there's the Imperial Age for DauT. Viper going to drop a castle on the front as well. Could be ballsy. If DauT manages to get Arbalest and Bracer in here, he could deny the castle. Viper's only building with 3 vills right now. He's bringing more forward. This could be a suicidal move from Viper. DauT just died. Okay, he doesn't have enough. He just doesn't have enough crossbows here. Arbalest about to come in. There's still a lot of skirms, though. DauT can't stop the castle at this rate. Bracer's done. Arbalest's done. That castle will also finish, though. And DauT in trouble now, as the front of his base is start imploding at this rate. Viper could start pulling out some some elephant archers here. Would actually be a legitimate unit choice right now. If Viper starts making elephant archers, he has the perfect counter unit to these Arbalest. Oh, in the backside, I didn't even notice this, but oh my goodness. Viper just kills about 20 of DauT's villagers there with like 5 crossbows, 6 crossbows. Not good. Viper coming forward, 2 archery ranges, 2 stables, Imperial Age coming through for him. And DauT now falling behind by about 1,000 points. It's starting to go from bad to worse. Viper's already making a trebuchet. DauT's going to do the same with this castle here. Fortunately for DauT, he's still on gold, but it is getting low. He needs to take this castle down, but this castle is on a hill. DauT now moving out on the right side with the Arbalest. But Viper is also getting Arbalest. He's also doing light cavalry. Now, if he wasn't so busy making trebs, I think that the elephant archers would be a legit unit choice, but doesn't matter. He's going to be able to do a really good push here, I think. Arbalest from the back will do a little bit of damage, but DauT does risk losing his castle here. Fighting uphill, never ideal. Does need to deal with these rams as well. Meanwhile, you've got skirmishes coming on the left side from Viper, and DauT doesn't really have any map control. He's going to push out with these Arbalest, though, and try and do something. But so far, all of his attempts at hurting Viper's economy, all of his attempts at dealing a blow to Viper. Hasn't really achieved much, haven't really been successful. Both players with a second trebuchet now, both players trying to kill these castles for what it's worth. DauT is losing that fight. And now looking for a way through, but not going to find one. On this right side, gold miners being taken down. DauT dispatching a single knight to try and deal with that. But he is going to lose his castle by the looks of things. The hill bonus for Viper is just too much to deal with. And DauT still has no access to gold. He doesn't see the gold in the north. He needs to scout that, and his scouting this game is pretty poor. Compare his scouting to Viper's. Just look at the minimap right now and you'll see. DauT does not see much at all. He's playing it practically in the dark here. DauT will fortunately keep his trebuchet alive. He really needs to get this trebuchet off his face. And uh-oh, that's got to be GG right there. Viper's going to take down all of DauT's Arbalest, and he will call it. That was the game-ending fight. DauT running headlong into Viper's skirms, but of course it wasn't just that gave him the urge to call GG. The loss of his castle, the fact that Viper's castle was still standing tall, the lack of gold in the coffers for DauT, and the lack of map control and scouting vision, all amounting to him calling the GG right there and giving Viper another point in this best of 21 series. It's 8-7, and these guys are now leapfrogging. Viper getting one ahead, DauT closing the gap, Viper getting another head, closing the gap. We'll see if he can get the next game. But that was a good one from Viper. I feel like DauT probably played it wrong. I mean, I don't want to be too critical, because obviously DauT would beat me any day of the week. But I do feel that as the Ethiopians, you want to be more aggressive in the early game. You don't want to let the Indians free boom. You don't want the Indians to sit back, wall up, and relax. You want the Indians to be under a lot of pressure for the whole game. You want the Indians to be on the back foot. You don't want to get to the late game situation where they have a much wider tech tree and where they have much more options available, many more options available to them. That's what I'm trying to say. Many more. You know what I mean. But yeah, I feel like with the Ethiopians, you've got to take advantage of that 100 food and gold that you get when you advance to the next stage. That's really your big bonus that you can play around, whether that's with monks, with the 300 gold, whether that's with a Drush FC. Either way, DauT really didn't do that, and Viper will get the win there. We're going to back out, put some music back on, and